actually, that actually brings me to another interesting point. So like I say, the way I like playing games, especially exploration type games, is I like to turn over every single nook and cranny. I like to search every dead body, as you like know that I'm doing right now. Um, I like to make sure I haven't missed anything because hey, you never know. Maybe underneath that rock or something, um, there might be something really special. There might be a magical, mystical hammer of smiting that I would not have been able to find if I had not searched every single nook and cranny. Ooh, battery, that was a good one. Like there, you see, if I didn't come all the way to this corner and open this blue box, I wouldn't have found that battery. However, this game actually makes me challenge my mindsets slightly, especially as it relates to exploration games. Um, so, does everyone know what a mindset is? A mindset is the way in which your mind is set. It's the way in which your default way of thinking, your modus operandi. It is the way that you're used to doing things, and it might be from the way that you're trained. Come on, shoot this person. It might be your upbringing. It might be just the way you are, your personality, your behaviors. Um, it is your default mode of operation. And that's fine most of the time, but the problem is that most of the time you don't even realize you're operating under that mindset, where you could have actually been doing things slightly differently. So for instance, my mindset generally is that I want to take my time, I want to search every nook and cranny. I don't know if you can hear this, but I can hear a beeping in my ear, and that actually means that there is like a little drop-off location somewhere here, which usually has pretty good loot. But I can't tell. Oh, there it is, right there, okay? Usually I'll be running up and down and up and down trying to find this one thing. Did I get anything good? Not bad. It's not too bad, right? However, this game is designed slightly differently. Um, you see this little purple thing down here? That's actually my infection meter. And you can tell that this purple bar is actually increasing to the left. Okay? That's my infection count. The longer I stay infected, the more this grows and it actually reduces my max health. So there's actually a time limit to things. I'm not actually just trying to clear out an area. I'm actually racing against the clock as well. So I need to change my mindset slightly, and I need to start thinking, okay, alright, this is not just me about loot. It's not just about me looting and trying to find good stuff, and even though there's an element of that, and even though I'm doing that right now anyway, there's also an element where I need to be quick about things. I need to be fast, and I need to make judgment calls as to whether it's worth staying here and continuing looting. Do I need more stuff? Would it be helpful for me? Or should I just quickly, get fuel and get out of here and move as quickly as I can? In life, everyone has mindsets. You might have mindsets about your career and your work. You may have mindsets about relationships and what that entails. You might have mindsets about your relationships with your parents or your relationship with gaming or all aspects of your life. You're actually working on a default behavior. And that's not wrong in and of itself. However, if you don't realize that you're operating those mindsets, you miss out on the opportunity of trying something different, trying a new way, and potentially a more effective, better way. If I was purely working off the mindset that this is an exploration game and I want to turn over every single rock, I probably wouldn't be able to make it all the way to the end because I would be spending too much time. I will slowly be losing my max life, and before I know it, I'll probably get hit by, I'll probably get killed by just one zombie slap, which is what happened the first few times I started playing this game. But as I played this game, I've had to readjust my way of thinking. And that helps me get further. So I want you to think of one area in your life. Okay, maybe it's your relationships with friends, family, or significant others. Maybe it's your workplace. Maybe it's the way that you see yourself. I want you to think for a moment, what are some of the mindsets that I have about myself? Sometimes I like to say that mindsets are a little bit like glasses. For those of you who wear glasses, I actually don't wear glasses, but I think the analogy is understandable. When you've worn glasses for a long time, and most of us have these mindsets for a very long time, probably our whole lives, you don't even realize that you have them. It's only when something happens that forces you to take off your glasses and inspect them yourselves that you realize, hey, you've been seeing the world through a certain lens. So I want you for a moment to take off your glasses. I want you to actually be self-aware about the mindsets that you have. And I want you to pick an area in your life. And if you can think, hey, I actually have a way of thinking about this certain area of my life, I want you to write it on the chat while I continue driving along. So for instance, I could have a mindset about my work. I actually studied for 5 years as an engineer. I did electronic engineering and computer sciences. And a potential mindset I could have is, hey, I spent all this time, energy, and money getting this degree. I really need to find work in this area. That could be a mindset, and perhaps that's a mindset that you have. I've spent this time, energy, money to get this piece of paper. Therefore, I'm locked into this career. That's a mindset. Could it be different? Could it be better? Do you have to be locked into this career, especially if you find out partway through that it's not really something that you're passionate about or interested about? Can it be different? Can it be better? For myself, I studied science and engineering. You know how much I use of that degree? Even in my current workplace, even though my workplace is a software engineering company, pretty much zero. Alright? I'm now the sales and account manager. I deal with people far more than I deal with things or computers, and I definitely don't do any electronic work anymore. Whoa! So that's a mindset that I've had to change over the years. And I found that being open-minded about those things enables you to discover new opportunities, to learn something new, and to do things which, if I held onto that mindset rigidly, I would not be able to achieve. And I can't even shoot straight. Come on. Come on. Shoot this guy. So I want you to think for yourself, what are some mindsets that you might have in your own life, in specific areas of your life? And are those effective? Are those helpful for your current situation? And I want you to write them down in the chat. And I apologize, yes, I'm making you think. But that's the whole point of the stream, right? It's not a passive thing, I'm sorry. I'm challenging you. Even as much as I'm being challenged myself, trying to kill zombies while talk serious stuff.